Hi friends, it's Jennifer Belair with Open Hearts Club, and this is where I share all things that are softening my heart, that are opening my heart, and essentially my own personal journey into this space of letting down the layers, letting down the hardness, the toughness, and all these things that kind of build a shell around our heart space. And so the idea of the Open Hearts Club is all about how can we soften that shell and how can we step deeper into light and into love with ourselves, the world, and everything around us. So, what's softening my heart today is reflecting on friendships and the connections that we have with other people, and just being in tune and paying attention to what lights us up and the people and places and things that we spend time with, just noticing like our own inner GPS that we all have. I believe that knowing like, wow, this makes me feel really good to be with this particular person, and just taking that as again your own internal GPS. So wow, this makes me feel really good. And how do we tap into that? We tap into that by slowing down enough. It's really windy. I don't even know if this audio is going to be good, but we'll find out. Really tapping into our own internal GPS, our compass, our heart center. Our heart speaks to us. Some people call it the gut feeling, the instinctual knowing. So all these things are going to show up different for each of us, but it's more or less just being in tune with yourself, with your personhood, with your own energy, of your energetic field, but also your body. So how does your body feel when you're around certain people? How does your energy feel? Do you feel drained after hanging with this person, or do you feel excited about life and thriving? So these are things that I think are really important to consider, because I do believe that our time on an individual basis is really valuable, and so we get to control who we spend time with. And so I had this idea to talk about this for this week's episode of What's Softening the Heart Space, and it was just such a joyful experience when I met with this particular friend on a Monday. We met up at a cafe, and as soon as we met each other, it was like boop, like two little magnets that remembered one another and loved one another, and just having these really beautiful heartfelt communications, and just having like this joyfulness of being alive. Like, it's, some people really bring that to you, and it's just such a beautiful, incredible gift that we get to connect with other people, we get to connect with the land, we get to connect with ideas and all different things. So there's many different layers and levels of connection, but I just noticed the way that I felt, and I felt so filled with joy, so filled with excitement, so filled with like, ooh, I want to be a better person. Like, after meeting with this person, like I wanted to be the next upgraded version of Jennifer. And I thought, wow, that's like a really beautiful blessing or gift to give to another human in another interaction. And so I feel like it's something that's definitely cultivated, and we can't always have that every single time we see someone, but just knowing and being in tune with how we feel, how does our soul feel, our spirit feel, our heart feel, whatever the word that connects this idea to you the easiest or more naturally, that's going to be your mechanism for sensing. So I feel that we all have it, and some people can give us energy and make us feel, ooh, I can't wait to go enjoy the next part of my life, and not necessarily like, I want to be this, I want to be that, I want to do that, because that's all very like, you know, pow, 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 getting all the things done. But just noticing, like, do you leave a better person when you hang out with this individual, or when you're in a certain space? And that's something I think on the path of awareness that is really powerful and beautiful to ask oneself, is like, am I feeling energized or drained? And like, why am I feeling drained? And reflecting on what are the energetics or the ideas behind why you might be feeling drained. Maybe there's something that needs to be healed, but I just know that I felt such a beautiful glowing sense of life and comfort, and feeling safe, feeling seen, feeling heard, feeling loved. And these are all things that we want. Everyone desires it and everyone deserves it. And so it's just tuning into that personal knowing of like, what feels good in my body, what feels good in my soul, what feels good for me today, right now, and just honoring where your energy's at. There are a lot of people in our lives that maybe the clouds are really beautiful, that we interact with, and they might be on a different wave or like a different frequency than we are, and that's okay. That's part of their journey, and maybe they don't always excite you when you see them, but it's just knowing that you might have an effect on their energy. So if you bring something beautiful, your own personal essence, your container, your space of love, chances are that person's going to pick up on that subconsciously, and we can call that like vibrational energetics. So just picking up on like the energy of like where things are at and how you feel, how they feel, what do they need, and you can ask that in plain language, or you can just be there and be present and be an active listener. And it's just, to me, it's so fascinating, the complexities of like our interactions with not only ourselves but with everyone we surround ourselves with. And so I like to always tune into my energy and just see where I'm at, how am I feeling. Are there any hidden, like, not agendas, but is there any hidden feelings or something I'm still trying to work through, etc. So it's good to just be aware and to take a moment to give yourself that grounded space, maybe doing like some meditation or deep breathing and getting yourself into a nice container where you feel like you're bringing this greatest energy that you can in that moment for where you're at. So I'm not saying you have to show up and be like, oh, I'm so happy, everything's great, but just like noticing where your energy's at, because chances are, there's a lot of sounds out there, chances are that they're going to pick up on it too. So I just really love and appreciate those moments when we can connect with other humans and the land too. Speaking from my own personal experience, just noticing like how certain people make me feel after seeing them, and some of them just like, it's almost like two little flames just met up and like kissed, and then they got even brighter and more beautiful. And so those are the interactions that I'm very, very grateful for. And I feel that there's many interactions that happen in our lives, and some of them might compromise the way that we feel, but it's also lessons that we need to learn along the way. So I think that's the exciting part about being a human, is that we're on this journey and that we're not alone, and we can all learn from one another. And I think that's just the most beautiful part of it all, is taking that space, taking that time to just really tune into your own personal being and saying like, how am I going to show up today? Am I really in the mood, if I can afford the time, to speak with this person, or is there something that I can do to make them feel more heard, more valuable, more loved? And it's raining. It's raining. It's windy. It's Michigan. So that's what's on my mind this week. That's what's softening my heart space, and just taking the time to really dial into the people that I want to spend time with. And why do I want to spend time with them? Because they make me feel good. I think that's just like a really valuable thing. Like, for example, I just did a cacao circle with Cacao Lab, and I was feeling nervous. I was feeling like, oh geez, what am I going to contribute? Like having these like self-limiting thoughts. But then I just saw that everyone was there to connect and to share into the heart space, and the topic of discussion was all about forgiveness. And so we had some really beautiful conversations around this concept, and just finding and facilitating and creating those spaces where you can truly step deeper into your heart. So just really asking yourself, where's my heart at today, and what do I need more of? Sometimes we put a lot of pressure on those interactions, like I gotta see this person and they're gonna make me feel good. So that's something that we have to be cautious about. We kind of have to put our own, like the airport the airplane attendants say, like, put your own mask on first and then help the others around you. And so I'm not saying we're helping everybody all the time, but essentially, like, we have to really take care of our own inner vessel, our own inner selves, and bring that to a space that feels content, that feels peaceful, that feels loving. And whatever that means for you, everybody's journey is different, but it's like only then, when we reach that space within ourselves, that we can actually have an effect on other people. So that's kind of the train that I'm riding these days, and it's been a beautiful journey, and it's something that I know I'm going to keep learning and evolving and getting better on. So I hope that you found this insightful and helpful in some way, and may you continue to step into your heart space and to open your heart, soften your heart, and to cultivate the experiences that make you glow, make you feel thriving and loved, and it's raining, so I got to go inside or maybe do like a rain appreciation, dancing, yoga, anything. So thank you so much for watching, and I'm wishing you a beautiful and heart-filled journey. Thank you.